1 week from today, we've learned the prosecution and the defense will make their closing arguments in the Alvin Bragg case. After what we saw today, the jury will then begin deliberations. But it was Robert Costello back on the stand today for cross and then some redirect. Pleased to bring in our first guest, senior judicial analyst for Newsmax, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Welcome in, Judge. A pleasure.
Oh, thank you, Bianca.
All right, so Bob Costello, the last witness, you say that he was brought on against Blanche's advice. You're hearing that. You don't think he was necessary? You don't think in a way he sort of sealed the deal to illustrate some things that Cohen had said, possibly lied on the stand?
I think that, and again, I'm going just by what sources tell us, and that is that Todd Blanche just wanted to rest and didn't want to put on any witnesses at all. When you do that, you're sending a signal to the jury that this case is really a nothing burger. So much of a nothing burger, we're not even going to put any of our own witnesses on. But once you start putting witnesses on, even those for the limited purpose of attacking the credibility of the government's chief witness, you get the jurors scratching their heads. Why don't they put more witnesses on, and why don't they put the defendant himself on? And you really don't want that. That's why I was a little critical of it, but I know what it's like. I mean, I know Donald Trump, as you know, and he calls the shots and he's paying the bills, and if he says to the lawyer, put Costello on, well, Todd Blanche complied with that instruction and put him on. It ended up in this judge losing his patience over Costello allegedly mocking the judge. The jury was outside of the courtroom when the judge lost his patience, and then they finished up the trial.
And I'm grateful you'll be here for the whole hour, because there are a lot of threads and a lot of legal things that we need to parse out today, as this will be a big development. They have this charging meeting, as it's called, in the next few hours. In our final minute here, kind of, you say the judge has to carefully do these jury instructions. But even before that, yesterday they did ask Judge Juan Merchan to call a mistrial, saying the evidence has not been proven. He's yet to decide on that, Judge Napolitano. So when will he decide to, again, most likely say no mistrial?
He's asleep at the switch on this, Bianca. He has a moral and ethical obligation to rule on the motion to dismiss before the defense starts making a presentation. Now, we know he's not going to dismiss the case. If he was going to dismiss the case, he would have ruled beforehand, but he's got to get that over with, and he should do so today before they start with the charging instructions, because in ruling, he has to interpret the evidence, and the defense wants to know what his interpretation of the evidence is so that they can craft the requested instructions to the jury, understanding what the judge says he heard and saw in the courtroom.
Well, I know you'll be talking about one person we didn't see on the witness stand, and we'll be hearing from in a few minutes, and that is the former chairman of the FEC, and you have a different kind of opinion on that, so I'm eager to talk to you about that. I know you're sticking around, Judge Napolitano. Thank you so much for leading our coverage right now today.
Sure.